See, the thing is, when you have that pervasive negativity, the ever-repeating known, what's happening is that you go into a restful mode for a few moments, having had some negativity, and your body begins to rest. And when your body begins to rest, your body starts to throw off some stress, some accumulated stress. And when the body throws off accumulated stress, this physiological activity creates mental activity. And the mental activity may well be something akin to what it is that's being thrown out. So the mind ends up ruminating in the negativity. So then what happens is we begin to dive into the negativity, analyze it, take it apart, do the pros and cons, become analytical about the negativity. But in the process, we're kind of roiling ourselves around in the mud. And it's going back in. It goes back in because as the mind is, so becomes the body. And a vicious cycle begins. It is recycled back to the body, where the body won't tolerate it, and the body throws it off. And as the body throws it off, the mental artifact reappears, and then thorough analysis of all the negativity and all of that, and then it goes back into the body again, and the body won't have it, so it gets thrown off. And so how to break the cycle? One needs to learn the systematic practice of Vedic meditation. In Vedic meditation, we sit down comfortably in a chair, close our eyes, and let the mind, using the technique of Vedic meditation, we let the mind settle into its least excited state, transcending which it goes into the unbounded field of being for moments at a time. This allows deep-rooted stresses to dissolve at speed, rather than that overload trying to come out during the waking state. We have a period of time, typically we meditate for about 20 minutes per sitting, and then we meditate as a strategy for about twice each day, morning before the day's activity, late afternoon, early evening before the evening's activity. So we have these two times where there is dedicated opportunity for deep rest, experiences of bliss, and normalization and purification, what meditators refer to in their vernacular as unstressing. So the unstressing is able to happen during the 20 minutes of meditation. And then when you come out of your meditation, you have liberated the stresses which have been desperately trying to come out, creating their mental artifact, and you recycling them back in again by thinking about their content again. So you break the vicious cycle and you create a cycle of mutual enrichment. You release the stress, you engage in activity with greater effectiveness, better interactivity. You experience sweetness of the interaction between your inner potential and the demands of the world, and happiness grows, and stress levels are depleting day after day after day. For a Vedic meditator, a meditator wakes up every day with less stress in the physiology than they had the previous day. This is because using our methodology, one can systematically release stress faster than it can possibly be reaccumulated. And this means the net position of stress, the inventory of stress, is peeled away and gets depleted day after day. When we don't have the advantage of having learned Vedic meditation, then we have the disadvantage of accumulating every day more stress than we had the previous day. And that means with each passing day of arising, sun rises, and compared with yesterday, you're a little more stressed, a bit more accumulated stress than you had the previous day, because there's no mechanism for releasing those deep-rooted stresses. You can go to sleep at night and some superficial tension and fatigue is dissolved. But to get down to those deeper stresses, we need an extraordinary, unprecedented level of rest. And it's meditation that provides that. So this breaks the cycle. It interrupts the cycle of constant stress accumulation and the recycling of the stress.